Recall that all genetic variation is a result of mutation. Mutations are permanent changes in DNA, and they can be as small as a single base pair being inserted or deleted or substituted, or they can be as big as a whole chromosome or even a whole genome being duplicated. Where do mutations come from? Well, there are several ways that DNA can be permanently altered. Let's discuss some of the important sources of mutation. First, DNA can and is damaged all the time due to things like oxidative stress. When it's repaired incorrectly, mutation is the result. DNA damage is incredibly common and also contributes to aging even when it does not result in mutation. DNA replication, second, is a major source of mutation. Although DNA polymerases have the ability to proofread new nucleotides as a strand is elongated, mistakes are still made and sometimes persist, and these mistakes are mutations. Third, mutation can have an environmental cause, and you're probably very familiar with this category because you've probably heard the phrase, X causes cancer, where X could be smoking or drinking or any random thing. Well, cancer is a disease that results from genetic mutation. So when we say that something causes cancer, what we mean is that something can cause mutations, which sometimes can lead to cancer if the right number and type of mutations accumulate. Environmental agents that cause cancer include radiation, such as ultraviolet radiation from the sun and ionizing radiation from radioisotopes, X-rays, gamma rays, etc. Accidents in nuclear power plants can release ionizing radiation, as can nuclear weapons. Many chemicals can also cause mutations, such as asbestos, nicotine, ethanol, and many, many more. And fourth, some biological agents can cause mutation. For example, some viruses can insert a copy of their genome into the genome of their host cells, inducing mutations. Now, not all viruses do this, but some examples include hepatitis B, hepatitis C, human papillomavirus, and Epstein-Barr virus. Now, it isn't clear what proportion of mutations are caused by each of these factors that I just mentioned, but it's likely that environmental factors are actually less likely to induce mutation than simple errors in DNA replication. How common is this in humans? Well, sequencing studies estimate that each new human being born has somewhere between 50 and 90 unique mutations on average that are an integral part of the genome. In other words, these are mutations that are present not only in this individual, but can then be passed on to their offspring. We call mutations that can be transmitted to offspring germline mutations. Germline mutations are either present in all cells or perhaps just in the germ cells that give rise to eggs and sperm. Mutations that cannot be passed on are called somatic mutations. These arise in cells other than the germ cells and are specific only to that individual. Now, depending on when and where they arise, they could, in fact, affect many cells in the body, but they can't be transmitted to offspring. Somatic mutations are significant in the development of cancer, and germline mutations can also be significant in cancer, but in addition are significant to the ongoing evolution of populations and species. They also explain the fantastic variation in populations of organisms.